Greg Shoemaker and we're with Megacon Games, and today I will be building the Incinerator model from Merck's Recon Counter Threat, the board game. She comes in 5 pieces. She's got her upper torso, lower torso, her backpack, and her weapon arms, and the base. Now the interesting thing about this model is that it's got a couple of pieces which attach at more than one point, and the arms are a little bit tricky on her model, but I'll show you how to deal with that here in a moment. So first I'm going to dry fit. So I'm going to check the legs, make sure they fit into the base. Again, they're a little tight, but they go in just fine. Look at that. Next I'll take a look at the torso, see how it goes on the legs pretty well. So just like that. Fits pretty well. Now here's the part that's a little bit tricky. So I'm going to take the torso off. I'm going to try to fit the arms onto the torso. Now the nice thing about it being plastic is it's got a little give. Because if you look at that opening, it's got to fit on both sides of the torso. So what I suggest you do is you'll take and you'll fit one side in first. In this case I'm going to fit the left side in. And because the plastic's got a little give, I have to pull it out a little bit to get the left arm in, or the right arm in. So I went left first, and then pulled it a little bit apart. It slid the right arm in. It wasn't strong enough to take away any details or scrape anything, so that fits like that. Now, the interesting thing about it is you'll notice that right here on the bottom is the attachment point for the hose from the backpack. So, dry fitting the backpack, put the backpack on first. It goes on just fine. In the course of doing so, you'll see that the hose doesn't quite match up with the hole. So because it is plastic, you'll just kind of put a little glue in that and then tap it in and hold it like that so that it'll stay, and that'll connect. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue them all together. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to glue the lower torso, the legs, onto the base. In this case, neither one of the feet really overhang the tab much, so I'm just going to put a couple of dots of glue on either end of the tab, back and front. There we go. Sometimes when you do that, you'll find a little glue on the base. You can just get a piece of paper towel and clean it off like that. So you can see where a little bit of the excess glue was on there. And next, I want to glue the arms to the torso. So I'm going to take and put a dab of glue in both sockets. These are deep wells, so you don't have to put a ton of glue in there. So I'm going to do the left arm again. Scoot over. Push the right in there as well. We'll wiggle it a bit so that it slots in okay. Alright, let it dry for a sec. Alright, I'm going to attach this to the upper torso, the lower torso. underneath the torso here, you'll see there's another slot. Alright. So fits on there just fine. Alright, and finally we're going to put the backpack on the incinerator model here. So put her down for a sec. There's the hole on the back there. Put a dab of glue in there. Alright, so I'm going to slide this onto the back, hold it in place, let it dry a little bit. Now, one thing to note, if you're going to paint your miniatures, you might want to leave the backpack off on this model until after you've gotten your undercoat and some paint on the model first, because it can limit your access to certain areas of the model. So once the backpack is somewhat dry on there, we'll put a little dot of glue here. I probably should have put that on the gun first to make sure that it wouldn't goop up the side of the weapon. And then I'm just going to press and hold on the hose a little bit so that it will slide up in there. And there we go. Alright, and there you have it. That's the incinerator model for the CCC faction found in Merc's Recon Counter-Threat.